Call our public hearing to order at this time. Our first item tonight for our public hearing is for ordinance number 2022-17. Mr. Stoltz.
Ordinance number 2022-17, request from Down South Homes LLC, owner Bernard Brown III and Craig Gilbert, to have a portion of the property known as map 0019A003.581 acres, also known as 135 Goldsmith Lane, annexed into the city of Fort Oglethorpe. Is there anyone here tonight that would like to speak either in favor of or in opposition of this annexation? Mayor, doesn't appear anyone's present for the public hearing on 22-17.
Thank you, Mr. Stoltz. Item number 2 for our public hearing tonight is a public hearing for ordinance number 2022-18. Mr. Stoltz.
Ordinance number 2022-18, request from Blood Assurance to have the property known as map 0013B012, Lot 2, PB2 for PG21, Boynton Ridge Plaza, 381111, Battlefield Parkway, Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia, zoned commercial C2 special exception under NASCIS code 621991. Is there anyone here that would like to speak either in favor of or in opposition of this zoning exemption? Go ahead, if you would. Go to the podium, announce your name on the second page. Please sign your name in. Not the first page, but the second page.
I'm J.B. Gaskins, and I'm the CEO of Blood Assurance. And I'm speaking in favor of the ordinance. The Blood Assurance has been around this year for 50 years. We're very proud of that. Fort Oglethorpe was the first branch that we had outside of the city of Chattanooga when we expanded. We're very proud of that. The community here has been very supportive over the years, and we found that there was a need to move to a new site to afford better opportunities for donors. So that's the reason for the location, and we didn't realize there was a special need to have that amendment or the zoning, a special zoning at the time. So I think we've been through a couple of iterations of this, and I couldn't take this opportunity not to mention the 50-year anniversary. But also, if you haven't donated blood, please do so, because we're always running short. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Excellent.
Is there anyone else here that would like to speak either in favor of or in opposition of ordinance number 2022-18? Mayor, doesn't appear anyone else is present.
Thank you, Mr. Stoltz. That does conclude our public hearing
Over 20
for
years
tonight.
now.
At this time, we'll call our regularly scheduled council meeting to order. Mr. Stoltz, if you would, please call the roll.
Mayor Earl Gray.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Craig Crawford.
Here.
Councilman Jim Childs.
Here.
Council Lady Rhonda James. Councilman Derek Rogers. Council Lady Paula Stinney.
Here.
Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Stoltz. Let the record show that we do have a quorum for tonight's meeting. This time we'll do our invocation and our pledge. Mr. Childs, if you would, please lead us in the invocation. Mr. Crawford, lead us in the pledge.
Let us pray. Your Heavenly Father, thank you for all your love, mercy, and forgiveness. Be with us as a council and city, and help us all to make the right decisions. Thank you for taking care of our city and for the growth. And be with us, guide us, and direct us, and forgive us when we fail you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item is set the agenda for tonight's meeting. Ms. Hughes, do you have any additions, deletions?
No, Mr. Mayor, I do not.
I will add one item to it with council's approval. Between new business and mayor council comments, we will add city manager comments.
That's not on here again. Thank you.
Everyone in favor of that, say aye.
Aye.
I need a motion and a second to set the agenda as read.
Motion.
Second.
Motion, Mr. Childs, second by Mr. Crawford. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Agenda is set. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from our previous council meeting. If members of council have had an opportunity to review the minutes from our May 23rd meeting, I will entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Childs, second by Mr. Crawford. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. The next item on the agenda is appearances. Mr. Patel. Is Mr. Patel present?
Raj? Raj Patel? Aren't you Mr. Merchant? Yes. Yeah, so you're the third appearance listed.
Mr. Patel, if you would go to the podium.
Good evening, everybody. Okay, same question I have in Mike have it. So what I am trying to get Molly other day, and the Mike, he take over my land and everything. So I transfer over everything. I take in back to my all application what we have it. We talk other day. So we have actually we apply the Ringgold, city of the Ringgold limit, and I thought it's the same thing, the same rules and everything, and we didn't read it. And I was a vacation going to the last day, and I already booked up my reservation and everything, and I give it to the Carol, and I said like anything happen, just call us when I come back, and she said like no problem, and we have a misunderstood it. So we apply for the family, and I don't know that husband and wife it's the same thing, and actually my uncle applied the same land, and we thought we apply first for the lottery drawing, and then once we got the lottery, then we have option to buy the land and other things, and it's as a Ringgold city limits, and I know it's Ringgold is different and Fort Oglethorpe different. It's all those, and we realize now. So we have only one land. So I give into my all opportunity to the Mike Merchant, and I'm taking up all my application back because I don't have enough time to cover up everything. So all of the rest of it, Mike Merchant handle it. Mike, would you handle? Perfect.
What's he asking?
So just so that we're clear, are you? Well, are you saying that you are? So there were 6 applications associated with your
I'm taking
email
everything
address.
back. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
They were excluded for several reasons.
Yes.
Because there were no site plans.
Yes.
And no trade references included in any of the 6.
Yes.
So that's why those applications are excluded. So you're saying that you would like to rescind all 6 of those applications?
It's okay if you guys not send it, just straight it out, and we don't need the back application. But we dropped the application because we can. I don't think so. We can do it for the everything,
Because
so
you got the letter that we sent to you saying
Yes.
that you were eliminated from
Yes.
the process because
Yes.
of the lack of those.
yeah,
2
we got the
things.
letters.
Okay.
Yes. So we all good.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Next is Mr. Shadahari.
He's not here.
Just for the record, Mr. Chadahari's attorney contacted us earlier today and said that he did not intend to come because he understood why his 2 locations were eliminated from consideration.
Okay.
That brings up number 3, Mr. Merchant.
Just to piggyback on what Mr. Patel said, we had put in an application for the liquor license. There were a lot of things in there, but when we did Fort Oglethorpe, when we did Ringgold, again, 2 different cities, but when we did Ringgold, we were told if you don't know your site, you don't know where you are, just put TBD because it's a lottery. We cannot put anything under contract or anything without knowing if we got it or purchased anything, because that's a loss on our part. But now we understand that we have to have all of that, so we're asking you to reconsider that if I come in and if I can reapply or whatever, because I already have a place, I already have everything that is needed on there, because now we know that this is what requires us. So we have a place under contract, and we have everything possible that is required by the application. But see, we did not know that it was, because I did call, I think Miss Molly, I think I did call you, or you called me back, and I said, hey, again, it could have been somebody else, that, hey, what do I need to do on this application? And you're like, just fill out as much as you can. Because the corporation will probably be 2BD, location 2BD, because we don't know where we're going, what we're buying, unless our name gets picked out of the hat. So we have everything, we have a place, we have everything that's needed. So I would like to reconsider my application, if it's okay with the council, back in there for the lottery drawing.
So-
If it passes your criteria.
Sure. So just so that we're clear, you submitted an application
Yes,
for
ma'am.
1827 Lafayette Road?
Yes, ma'am.
Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So did you receive the letter that the city sent to you on
Yes,
the
ma'am.
25th?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you understand why your application was
Because
excluded?
we did not have a place.
Nope, not because you didn't have a place. You did have a place, you listed 1827. Your application was excluded for two reasons.
Okay.
Because you did not include site plans, and
Okay.
you did not include trade references, and both of those things were required by the application.
Okay, we did not, again, one more time, going back to our previous past with the other cities, and I'm not, again, it's a different city. What Ringo City did was, put your name in, if your name comes up, then you will have 90 days or 120 days or 6 months to come up with everything that we require. And if you fail, we'll pick somebody else.
And just for the record, you submitted this application under Aiden?
Yes, ma'am.
Incorporated?
Aiden Incorporated.
AYDIN?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And I have with me, if you like, I have a contract, and I have a bank letter certifying funds and contract on my company.
So the location is not the issue. It's the lack of site plans and the trade references.
Yes, and we did call the site plan. We went to the person. There is no site plan, so I've called a surveyor. And yes, we can have a site plan to you in about a week, max.
Do you think it would be unfair to let you violate the rules of the request and require everyone else to meet those conditions?
If everybody else has been like me, sir, and they have misunderstood the application, then yes, because it's a lottery system. Whoever's name gets picked out, gets picked out.
No, sir, it's not a lottery system. It's a lottery system that eventually who gets, of the qualified applicants,
Yes.
gets picked.
Yes.
You didn't submit a qualified application.
Again, I take blame for that, sir.
Yes, sir.
I do take blame for that, but again,
So why should the council reverse its decision just simply because you didn't follow the instructions?
I'm requesting, sir. I'm just requesting.
All right.
I'm not out here, I'm not walking in with no attorneys. You see that, we're just normal business people.
Yes, sir.
And I own the store on Battlefield Parkway, right there at 3 Notch. If you go in there, it's a top-notch quality store. That's what you will get for your city if I'm involved. And I'm not just one store business guy. So, yeah.
We can't open a can of worms for one person,
Yeah,
and I would say no. So, the rules are the rules, the regulations were there, they were there in plenty enough time, and I can't help that you didn't read them. It's not our problem, so.
Mayor, you'll need a vote.
Any other comments from council? A motion and a second to deny the appeal request.
Deny,
To deny the appeal request.
make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Crawford and Mr. Childs, and a second by Mr. Crawford. Any discussion? Mr. Childs?
I'm voting for that. Denial, yes. I want to make sure.
Mr. Crawford?
Yes.
Ms. Stenney?
Yes.
Appeal is denied.
no problem. Thank you for your time.
You'll need one on the other one, too. On the first one.
He would.
Even though he agreed with the
Oh,
elimination?
did he?
Yeah, he
Oh, I'm
agreed
sorry.
with him, and the other one was a no-show. I need one on the no-show.
Nope.
Next item on the agenda is resolutions. Resolution number 2022-04. Mr. Stokes.
Resolution number 2022-04, resolution requesting disclosure of sales tax information from the Georgia Department of Revenue pursuant to OCGA Section 48215D1 and naming designated officer for all related purposes. Whereas the Georgia Code OCGA Section 48215 as amended in 2018 authorizes the Commissioner of the Georgia Department or Revenue, hereafter DOR Commissioner, to provide certain confidential sales information to the designated finance officer or taxing official of the local governments, and whereas more specifically OCGA Section 48215D1 authorizes DOR Commissioner to provide a local government designated officer upon request certain information relating to vendors who have submitted sales tax reports within the period set forth in the request, and whereas OCGA Section 48215D1 further allows the local government's designated officer to request that the DOR Commissioner validate from time to time the political subdivisions to which the sales tax are being remitted by the taxpayers with a business location within that local governmental boundaries, and whereas the City of Fort Oglethorpe desires to obtain sales tax information described in the above Georgia Code section. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council for the City of Fort Oglethorpe as follows. 1. The City Council hereby designates the finance or tax official as the designated officer for purposes described in OCGA Section 48215D1. Phil Minton, Finance Director, 500 City Hall Drive, Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia, 30742 706-866-2544, extension 1107, with a Fort Oglethorpe email. 2. The City of Fort Oglethorpe, the City Council hereby requests that DOR Commissioner or his designee furnish to the above named designated officer all vendor sales tax information described in OCGA Section 48215D1 for the City of Fort Oglethorpe for the time period commencing July 1st, 2021 and ending June 30th, 2022. 3. In accordance with OCGA 48215D12B and following receipt of the information described in paragraph 2 above, the designated officer is hereby authorized to request validation by the DOR Commissioner of the political subdivision to which one or more vendors, taxpayers with a business location in the City of Fort Oglethorpe have remitted sales tax for the designated period, with such validation request to contain the business name and location address of each such vendor, taxpayer, and such other information as may assist the DOR Commissioner in responding to such validation request. 4. The designated officer shall use such information only in the discharge of his or her duties and shall maintain the confidentiality of such information as required by OCGA Section 48215D1, and the City Council shall comply with all confidentiality requirements of OCGA Section 48215D1, including but not limited to the requirements that 1. Such information may only be discussed by members of the City Council in executive session, and 2. Members of the City Council shall recuse themselves from such executive session discussions in the event of a conflict of interest as described in the above Georgia Code section. Be it further resolved that this resolution shall become effective upon its approval by the Mayor and Council for the City of Fort Oglethorpe, and the official named above shall remain the City of Fort Oglethorpe's designated officer for all purposes under OCGA Section 48215D1 until further action by the Mayor and Council. Be it further resolved that the City of Fort Oglethorpe City Clerk is hereby directed to provide a certified copy of this resolution to the Georgia Department of Revenue via email, or to otherwise transmit a copy of this resolution as it may be directed by the Georgia Department of Revenue. This 13th day of June 2022. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Stokes. I have a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second, sir.
Motion by Mr. Childs, second by Ms. Stinnett. Any discussion? Mr. Crawford?
Yes.
Ms. Stinnett?
Yes.
Mr. Childs?
Yes.
Motion carries unanimous. Next item on the agenda is ordinances. This will be the second and final reading of ordinance number 2022-15. Mr. Stokes.
Ordinance number 2022-15, an ordinance by the mayor and council of the city of Fort Oglethorpe for the annexation and rezoning of tax parcel number 0010B036 to be annexed into the corporate limits of the city of Fort Oglethorpe and to request zoning of C2 for 250 feet of the property west of Max Smith Road and zoning of R5 for the balance of the property to the creek, to change the corporate limits of the city of Fort Oglethorpe to reflect the annexation, to repeal conflicting ordinances, and other related purposes. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Stokes. I have a motion to approve.
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Childs, Mr. Crawford, second by Mr. Childs. Any discussion?
This is what we were talking about 6 months ago, Pat? Okay, just want to make sure. Thank you.
Any other questions? Mr. Childs?
Yes.
Mr. Crawford?
Yes.
Ms. Stinnett?
Yes.
Motion carries unanimous. Item number 2, under ordinances, second and final reading of ordinance number 2022-16. Mr. Stokes.
Ordinance number 2022-16, an ordinance of the mayor and council of the city of Fort Oglethorpe for a zoning variance for tax parcel number 0010D001A Max Smith Road for a C2 zoning for 250 feet of property west of Max Smith Road and zoning of R5 on the balance of the property to the creek to repeal conflicting ordinances and other related purposes. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Stokes. I have a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Childs, and second by Mr. Crawford. Any discussion? Ms. Stinnett?
Yes.
Mr. Crawford?
Yes.
Mr. Childs?
Yes.
Motion carries unanimous. Item number 3 is the first reading of ordinance number 2022-17. Mr. Stokes.
2022-17, an ordinance of the mayor and council of the city of Fort Oglethorpe for the annexation of a portion of the property known as MAP 0019A003.581 acres, also known as 135 Goldsmith Lane, into the city of Fort Oglethorpe to change the corporate limits of the city of Fort Oglethorpe to reflect the annexation, to repeal conflicting ordinances and other related purposes. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Stokes. Item number 4, the first reading of ordinance number 2022-18. Mr. Stokes.
An ordinance of the mayor and council of the city of Fort Oglethorpe for a zoning variance to have the property known as MAP 0013B012, Lot 2, PB 24, page 21, Boynton Ridge Plaza, 3811 Battlefield Parkway, Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia, zoned commercial, C2, special exception for NASA code 621991. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Stokes. Next item on the agenda is new business. Item number 1 under new business, recommended approval to purchase a 2022 Elgin Region X Freightliner M2 chassis street sweeper and declare as surplus the unit currently in use. Mr. Long.
Yes, thank you, Mayor and Council. We have looked and located a 2022 Elgin Regen Street Sweeper. The state contract price we got on it was $271,223, and the factory or the company had got a demo unit from the Elgin company, and they've run their time showing it, carrying it all over the South, but it's got approximately 3,000 miles on it and around 20 hours of run time on this unit, and they actually brought it down to us. We was one of the first ones that did the demo on it, and they have offered that unit for $254,642. It would be a state savings from the state contract price of $16,581, and it would be approximately 30 days from the delivery, which would be probably a year plus if we ordered a new one. And this is one of the recommendations or requirements from the stormwater annual report that we have to do as far as cleaning the streets. And the unit we've got is just beyond repairs and got its life cycle. It's a 1999 model Swartz sweeper. So recommending approval of that, and it would be purchased from the current spliced.
Thank you, Mr. Long. Have a motion to approve.
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Crawford, second by Mr. Childs. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Item number 2, recommendation to approve a contract to rent a city swimming pool at Gilbert Stevenson's Park to the Carpet Capital Aquatics Club in the July City Swim Meet. Mr. Long.
Yes, the Dalton Capital Carpet Aquatics, they've started, they was one of the first ones that asked to use ours because they didn't have a pool large enough to hold the city meet, and they're one of the designated of the 3 that holds the city swim meet. This would be from July 7th through the 10th. That includes a rain out day if they did get rained out on Friday or Saturday. They'll be having approximately 900 swimmers throughout that weekend, and the rent, we went up on the rental fee. We were doing it for $2,000 and went up to $2,500 due to the increase in chemical prices. So they have agreed to that and requesting approval for them to host the meet here.
Thank you, Mr. Long. Have a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Crawford, second by Mr. Childs. Any discussion?
Yeah, they brought quite a bit of revenue in last year, didn't they?
Yes, and we'll also we'll be operating our concession stand from early that morning selling biscuits, and we'll also have some food trucks out, and we charge them a fee, and did really well. We tried that last year on the city and the state meet, and did well on that also. So then they'll be in town and for the weekend, and a lot of them be actually shopping and eating throughout the city in between meets also.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Item number 3, recommendation to approve contract modification number 1 for the reconditioning of fields at Barnhart Circle. Mr. Ellis.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Recreation Leisure Services Department recommends approval of contract modification number 1 to River City Athletics in the amount of $1,700 and to Robert Flores in the amount of $1,300 for the reconditioning of the Barnhart Circle fields. Since late 2021, the grounds at Barnhart Circle have undergone several necessary renovations to allow the city to better serve the community and its recreation participants. The 5 baseball and softball fields there are being tilled, regraded, and have had infield mix installed to make them safer for play and for playing teams. To perform the work, the City Council approved the award of a contract to River City Athletic Fields in the amount of $23,850 on December 13th, 2021. When the work began, River City Athletics had to add another load of infill mix because none of the fields had infill dirt added in several years. The cost to add the additional mix resulted in a $1,700 increase in the contract, and further it was determined that additional layers of block need to be added to field number 3 to aid in the field's drainage problems, resulting in a $1,300 increase to the contract. Robert Flores is being recommended to perform the work, and together these modifications amount to $3,000, bringing the total contract amount to $26,850.
Thank you, Mr. Ellis. Have a motion to approve.
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion, Mr. Crawford, second by Mr. Childs. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous.
Thank you.
Item number 4, Recommendation to renew property and casualty insurance contract for the period June 30th, 2022 through June 30th, 2023. Mr. Minton.
Thank you. The finance staff sat down with McGriff Insurance this past week and reviewed the policies and the recommendations that they had to go with travelers insurance. And the premium for this year is $234,109, which is just about a 2% increase over last year. We're excited about that with a flat $2,500 deductible per occurrence if it was used. We're recommending that we renew the contract. They looked at 8 different providers, and we've picked Travelers Insurance. The final premium is pending 1 new vehicle and some new property acquisitions that are still in the underwriting process. This $234,109 will be charged in part to the general fund and also to the water sewer fund throughout various departments. And we recommend that this would be good for renewal.
Thank you, Mr. Minton. I have a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Childs, second by Mr. Crawford. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Item number 5, notification of emergency procurement to replace the rooftop HVAC unit in the municipal court department. Mr. Johnson.
I'll take this one.
All right.
That's fine. The rooftop AC in the municipal court department had a catastrophic failure. It was leaking into the courtroom not that long ago. It was not a good day, that's for sure. And it's original to the building. It needs to be replaced. So we had to get it done rather quickly. So this is the notification of that emergency procurement in the amount of $14,325. Air Heat was the vendor who was able to come out fastest and get it done the quickest for the lowest amount, and that'll come out of SPLOST.
Thank you, Ms. Hune. I have a motion to approve.
So moved, sir.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Stennett, second by Mr. Crawford. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Next item on the agenda, City Manager's Report. Ms. Hune.
Well, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have one. I didn't even realize it wasn't on there, so thank you. I do have a couple of things. First, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been coming out and enjoying the farmers market. It's been super fun these last months. It's been well attended. We're happy to see how it's going. So I encourage you, if you haven't come out, please do. It's great. Second, I know there are several faces I recognize here tonight probably wanting to know about the liquor store application process. We will be having a special called meeting next Tuesday, the 21st at 4:30 p.m. in City Hall. The city will publish also a list of questions that have been asked since the last workshop that was held last Monday. And the list of applicants who are moving to the next round will be published on the city's website as well. So please continue to call or email if you have any questions, and we'll get those answered as best we can. And finally, there will be no council meeting on June 27th. That regularly scheduled fourth Monday of the month will not be held, as the council will be out of town in training. That's it for me.
Thank you, Ms. Hune. Next item on the agenda, Mayor and Council comments. Well, summer's here, folks. I got an advisory from our weather station in Atlanta today. Of course, they're telling everybody to stay hydrated, and I'd strongly encourage. And if you got some elderly people or someone that needs to be checked on, let's check on them and make sure that they're okay during this. And of course, this time of year, you got to be aware about the storms. That was another notification I got today. So usually, if they come up quick, and they're usually pretty powerful. They don't last long, but they're pretty powerful when they come up in this kind of weather. So keep that in mind. Hope everybody has a safe and I guess a happy summer, and just keep in mind our pool's open and our farmers market's open. Mr. Chapter.
Yeah, as the mayor said, it's summer, and for some reason, people are speeding more and more and more and running red lights. It's amazing. I see it because I'm out on the roads a lot. If you're not careful, you'll get T-boned. So please, everybody slow down. It's a good speed limit. What is it, 25 in most areas.
Most
45
neighborhoods.
on Battlefield, well, you can do 70 going out there, because I've seen them. But anyway, just be careful. Happy 4th of July, because we will not convene till afterwards. No, I haven't done it. I am pretty careful about that. I mean, these people are nuts.
Mr. Crawford.
Yeah, I'd like to start off by wishing my dad a happy 80th birthday. Yesterday he celebrated his 80th birthday, and happy birthday, Dad. And going with the next, you gentlemen up here and all you gentlemen out there, this coming Sunday, happy Father's Day. And it means a lot. This world needs a lot of dads out there to help with the youth, and I appreciate all you guys. Moms too, but you know, right now celebrating the dads.
They had theirs a month ago.
Yeah, they have theirs a month. They have theirs all year long. Yeah, and then finally, I know it's a couple weeks ago, but congratulations to all the high school graduates and college graduates out there. I know, welcome to the working world now. So that's it, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Crawford. Ms. Steady?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. With the 4th of July coming up, please don't forget to honor all those who serve. And a great way of doing that is also to visit your 6th Cavalry Museum and all the wonderful things that will be going on in Barnhart Circle. There's going to be some great changes there. Also, happy Father's Day, and those of you who still have your dear sweet fathers, please honor them. Those of us who don't, remember all the wonderful things that our fathers brought to the plate, and why we are here where we are is the influence of our fathers. Also, summer reading programs. As a teacher, please don't forget summer reading. Students need to keep up those skills throughout the summer. It's very important. August will be here before we know it. And that's all, folks.
Thank you, Ms. Bennett. Next item on the agenda is adjournment. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Crawford, second by Mr. Childs. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
This meeting is adjourned.